Hi there, welcome to another Science Sidekicks video, and in this one we are still here in Tinkercad where we are building a Arduino simulator. So if you don't have access to an Arduino, or if you just want to be able to play around, practice writing code wherever you are, just as long as you've got access to the internet, building circuits, go over to www.tinkercad.com. and it's a free service. You'll be able to start building and learning about electronics and following along with our videos in real time. If you do have a physical kit, then of course you can use this to prototype before you build the actual thing. In our last video, we added a Arduino Piezo buzzer to our Arduino pin number 4. And we basically set pin number 4 to output, just as we had with our LED. And when the button is pushed, so our switch is high, we want to make a digital write. We want to turn pin number 4 high. And if we run that simulation, you'll see we get a little bit of a funny sound coming from our piezo buzzer. It's not very much of a buzz, is it? So there is something that we can do. So there is a function in the Arduino code which is called the tone for the buzzer. Okay, so you can see here I've already put in there's no tone to be played when the switch is off, but what we want to do is make something a little bit more pleasing sounding in here. So we're going to get rid of digital write for high. We don't need that anymore, and what we're going to replace that with is something called tone buzzer pin, and then we'll put in a number here. Now this number is going to be define the kilohertz of the tone. So the frequency of the tone, okay? So you can see at the beginning here, first of all, we've set a variable, buzzer pin, and we've defined the buzzer pin as being pin number 4. And now here, what we're saying is if our switch is high, what we want to do is we want to turn on the buzzer. But not just turn it on like before, we want to turn it on with a specific frequency. And we've set 1,000 kilohertz. So now if we run this, we got an error, we forgot the semicolon at the end. Run this again. Now we get a sound that sounds more like a piezo buzzer, yes? A little bit more useful than what we had before, which was just that pulsing low frequency. Now if I wanted a two-tone, so I want this to go like, let's say like a siren, high, low, okay? What we're going to do is we will add, after this, we'll add a delay. And the delay will be 500 milliseconds, that's half a second, okay? And then after that time, we want to say there's going to be no tone on the buzzer pin. Okay, so what this will do now is it will turn it on for half a second at 1,000 kilohertz, and then it will turn off. But because we're in a loop, every time it gets back to the beginning, it's going to turn back on again. And we want a two-tone. So what we're going to do next is, after saying no tone on the buzzer pin, we're going to create another tone, which will be on buzzer pin, and this will be 2,000 kilohertz. We have a delay again, 500 milliseconds, and finally no tone on the buzzer pin. Now if we run this code, we have our alternating high-low sound. Now we could add another frequency to this, so we could put in a further delay. Oops, stop our simulation. So we can put in a further delay, and this time we'll make it 1,000 milliseconds. And then we'll play a tone on the buzzer pin, which will be 1,500 kilohertz this time. So you can keep on writing these in and creating different delays until you've made what you want. So you could actually create a tune this way. If you figured out timing and frequencies, you can program your own tune. So that's how on the old type of games they programmed these piezo buzzers to play a tune. Okay, no, sorry, that will be not no tone. So we've got, let's just make the code a little easier to read. It's going to turn on 1000 kilohertz for half a second. And then we'll turn it off. Then it will turn on 2000 kilohertz for half a second. And then it'll turn on 1500 kilohertz for a quarter of a second. And then it will go back to the beginning. So now if we run this, we've got a little beginning of a tune there. So that's just a brief introduction to how you can control the tones here in your Arduino that are going out to your piezo. So we'll be building on this in our future videos. We'll be adding in multiple buttons, and different buttons will create different frequencies or play different tunes, for example. So if you're finding this useful, please do like and subscribe. Check out the other videos where there's me and my daughter actually doing physical experiments and building some of this stuff with our actual Arduinos. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.